It's a very special time of year. I love the holidays. I love the holidays. I do. I'd love to celebrate with you, with all our friends and family. Together we'll have fun, laughing, telling stories, give a hug to someone. Oh, little town of Bethlehem, how still we see thee lie. Above thy deep and dreamless sleep, the silent stars go by. Yet in thy dark street shineth the everlasting light. The hopes and fears of all the years are met in thee tonight. Oh, let's take a look over here. I have a little dreidel, I made it out of clay. And when it's dry and ready, then dreidel I shall play. Oh, dreidel, 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 it loves to dance and spin. And when it is all tired, it drops and then I win. So many ways to celebrate. Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Kwanzaa, love and peace from me to you. Habari Gani spreads the news of joy to you and asks what's new. Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Kwanzaa, love and peace from me to you. Habari Gani spreads the news of joy to you and asks what's new. I love the holidays, I do. Now the special ones we love are near. So, let's have a holiday in a very special way. I'd love to share my holidays with you this year.